I can say hello. Okay. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for coming today. I'm really excited to share with you this might be your first session. It might be your 12th. Thank you for taking the time to join us for the Inspire conference. So today, I'm going to share the screen again. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning about Wakelet. So the title of this session is Curate, Collaborate, and Communicate with Wakelet. And just so you know a little bit about me, my name is Kathy Chow Isaacs. I'm a professional learning specialist with I2E. I've been with I2E for about just over 2 years. After being a technology specialist in New Jersey and New York City. I'm from Central New Jersey, so yes, it is 5 o'clock here. Some fun facts about me. When I started teaching, I taught every grade except for 8th in my first 2.5 years with the district. And coincidentally, my husband teaches 8th. And I'm also a professionally trained pastry chef, though not practicing, but actually having a lot of practice baking a lot these past few weeks. So if you are on Twitter, and if you're not, one day you will be, you can follow me on @IWearTheCrowns is my handle. You can reach me by email at kathy.chow-isaacs@usmie.com. And you can look me up on LinkedIn with if you do that whole URL at the end, it's Kathy Chow Isaacs. I think I'm the only one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that everyone knows where the chat is, because maybe this is your first session, maybe this is or maybe you're really familiar with Teams and you know where everything is. So if you look at the bottom of your Teams window, you're going to see a text bubble there. If you could go ahead and click on that, you're going to have you're going to see on your right-hand side of your screen that's our chat window, which Jen is moderating today. So I do have a question for you. Hopefully no one has asked you this yet this week, but since I shared that I'm a professionally trained pastry chef, I'd love to know. And I've been shopping. Anytime I go out, I notice that all the baking goods are gone. It's like we're having a snow day or something. So I would like to know in the chat window if you could share, what was the last thing you baked? And Pusheen is there eating the last things that I baked. Okay, so if you could take a minute and find that chat, and I guess Jen will share with us some of the fun things that you guys have been baking.
It looks like lots of desserts people are sharing. Ooh, rosemary bread, that sounds yummy.
Awesome. I made
cake, depression chocolate cake.
Focaccia. What was that chocolate thing?
The chocolate depression cake.
Oh, yum.
Oh, like DoubleTree recipe, or DoubleTree cookie recipe. Lots of yummy cauliflower pizza. Now I'm hungry. Thanks, Kathy.
Sorry about that. I do that. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. So as Jen said earlier, use the meeting chat to connect with us throughout the session. And then there's posts in the channel. You can use that for after the session. So let's just kind of share what the plan is for today. So we're going to talk a little bit about what is Wakelet. We are going to create, or you are going to create a Wakelet account. You're going to make your first collection. We're going to talk a little bit about workflow. I'm going to share the resources, some Wakelet resources, and talk to you about the Wakelet community. So I do have an image to share before we get started. So is there anyone in the session that can relate to this picture? And you can raise your hand even though I can't see you, but I am very guilty. This is definitely what my browser window looks like most of the time. I cut off some of the tabs at the end. I was going to do like a guess how many tabs there are. This is actually 48 tabs, and sometimes I operate on more. So what do you do with that? You know, how do you tackle your tabs? You know, you might, which is really great, you might bookmark or favorite them depending on the browser that you're in. You might use a tool called One Tab. You just got to get rid of everything and stick them in all one place. One Tab does that for you pretty easily. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I just need to save this for later. I throw it up in a keep. You might copy and paste and put them all in some kind of document for later. And, you know, there's a tool called Digo that lets you annotate. And way back, there's the OG social bookmarking tool called Delicious, which no longer exists, but it was really, really handy. So, and I loved it. So enter Wakelet. What is Wakelet exactly? You may have seen people talking about it if you're on Twitter. Well, anyway, Wakelet is social bookmarking at its best. It's really, I mean, it's really great. I am a fan, and hopefully you will be as well. It's really similar in terms of how it works to Pinterest and how it looks to a tool called S'more, which is like a newsletter tool. Wakelet lets you save and organize anything. So whether it's websites, images, videos, files, and even tweets, which is really, really awesome. And the thing I think that I love most about Wakelet is that it's accessible from anywhere. So you're working on your computer, you can Wakelet. You're waiting for kids for pickup. When that happens again, you're browsing on your phone. You can totally save and use Wakelet from there. If you have a tablet, you can save things to Wakelets from there as well. So I mean, I don't know how your working situation is the last few weeks, but we're working pretty much everywhere in the house and everyone is home. So I have an office set up, but sometimes I need to just kind of have a change of scenery. And I can't take my desktop, so I take a computer or a laptop, and, you know, I can get to my collections or my Wakelet from any device. So I do love, love, love that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create, or you're going to create a Wakelet account. Okay, so Jen, if you would be so good to drop into the chat wakelet.com. You can also open a browser window and enter that URL. Okay, it is so easy to get started with Wakelet. To sign up for an account, you can do single sign-on with Google, with Microsoft, Facebook, or you could just use email like we used to do for everything. So either way you choose, it's really simple to get started, but just some things to consider. If you choose to sign in or sign up with Facebook, some of your schools may not allow access, may block Facebook at school, so you might not be able to access the account. I mean, you can, but then if they need you to sign in at any point, you might not be able to. And then the other thing, just because this has happened to me, if you sign up with a work account and then you choose to leave work, you might not have access to that sign-on anymore. And I've had that happen to me. So just, it's really easy, but just think about those things. I know some people really like to keep their work and their personal things separate. So just some things to keep in mind when you do that. Okay, so super duper easy. In this case, I chose to use a Microsoft account to sign up for Wakelet. Right when you say that, it says, oh, do you want to let this, you have to give it permission to access your information. You're going to say yes, and there you go. And when you do sign up, there are a few things to get started. Say, hey, it's you, because I signed on. It knows that it's me. Wakelet knows it's me. You get to choose a username, which is required. It does have to be unique. So hopefully your username that you use for many things is available. Okay. Wakelet also asks you to, how would you best describe what you do? It gives you 8 possibilities. If what you do is not one of these, you can offer another answer. And then it asks you to pick at least two areas of interest. And then you're done. So once you do that, you're going to have a screen that kind of looks like the blue screenshot at this top right here. What you're going to do is you're going to start building your profile. Okay, so you can upload a header image, or you can select one from Unsplash. Wakelet is partnered with Unsplash, which is a collection of hundreds of thousands of stock photos that are just available by the generosity of the creators, which is amazing. Their mission is really great. If you have a chance, if you're curious and have a chance to look into it, you can add a profile picture, you can change your name, your handle is already there, and then add a short bio. You also, down here, you can't see it up here, but at the bottom of the bottom picture, there's a little plus sign at the bottom, which is like your best friend, going to be your best friend. You can link up to, you can link your social and include up to 5 links there. So can be your blog, your website, your class site, if you're going to use it for school. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 minutes to create your Wakelet account and build your profile. I'm going to go ahead and have some music playing, and I'm going to set my Hello Kitty timer for 5 minutes, and I'm going to start it because sometimes I was not so good at that. So go ahead, create your Wakelet account and build your profile, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Music. Oh, and you should hear music, though I don't know why we don't. There we go. Maybe. Nothing. Devices? Music is my... It's playing, but it's not playing. I think I'm Bluetooth to something. This is so weird. And we're off again.
You think I'm pretty without any makeup. You think I'm funny when I tell
Okay, so we have a minute and a half left.
Before you met me, I was alright, but things were kinda heavy. You brought me to life now every February. You'll be my Valentine. Valentine, let's go all the way tonight. No regrets, just love. We can dance until the light. Here we are, we'll be young forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away. You don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. My heart stops when you look at me. Just one touch, now baby, I believe this is real. So take a chance and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. We drove to Cali and got drunk on the beach. Got out of talent, built a fort out of sheets. I thought about you, my missing puzzle piece. I'm complete.
Okay, so hopefully you have the start of a beautiful profile on Wakelet. Okay, and you can give a little hooray in the chat if you do. Okay, and so we're ready. Hopefully you're ready for what's next. Okay, so one of the things that you may have noticed is it's telling you that you need a collection. So we're going to make our first Wakelet collection. But first, we need an idea, right? I always kind of freeze at this point, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So we're going to take a moment to think about something that you would like to collect. So that could be a favorite thing, or a place, or the vacation that you're like, oh my gosh, I hope it's still on, or I am so tired of sitting in the house, I need to get somewhere, or a hobby. Okay, so we're going to take about a minute for you to think of something that you would like to collect in a Wakelet. And when you're done, please share your topic in the chat. Okay, and I've set the Hello Kitty timer for us. And now that we found some music, I can play that.
Just love. We can dance until the light. Here we are, young forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away. You don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. My heart stops when you look at me. Just one touch, now baby, I believe this is real. So take a chance and don't ever look back.
Okay, so hopefully everybody has a topic. Let's pause that. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead to Wakelet and you're going to create a new collection. So that's going to be the green button. I'm going to switch over to Wakelet so that we can do this. And now one of the things, the first thing you need to do is you need to title your collection. Okay, so every great story starts with a title. So let's go ahead and give this a title. I'm going to say this is my Inspire collection. Okay, and then notice some of the things that you can do. You can add a cover image. That's kind of like what you could do with your profile. You can add a description to your collection, and then some other things you can do is you can add a background image. But I know that what happens for me is that if I start with making it pretty and fancy, there's not going to be a ton of content by the time I'm done. So I did mention that our plus sign is our best friend here in Wakelet, and notice, oh, there's a plus sign here. And I mentioned earlier, you can add anything and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that plus sign. And what you're going to see is that you can add a URL. You can add all of these things. You can add text, YouTube, tweets, bookmarks, images. You can upload PDFs. You can add things from your Google Drive or your OneDrive, and you can add Flipgrid video, which is really, really awesome. So if you're going to paste a URL, okay, and for now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say, okay, because I can't think of anything else, I'm going to just say I'm going to add Google. So I'm going to take that URL. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste it. You could also type it. I mean, that I did not have to paste. And you're going to notice, ta-da, here is Google. It is added as a collection, as an item to my collection. And then I'm going to click the plus sign again. You can add text. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. This is my first collection. So you can type as much text as you like. You can format it by, making your text bold, italics, or underline. You can add a header 1 or 2 bullets and insert a link in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and say done. YouTube, you can just search for a topic. The results will come up here and you can add. If you say tweets, what you'll need to do is you'll need to connect your Twitter account. You can search by keyword, hashtag, or even by user. And this is kind of crazy because this will search, my goodness, what did I search? Oh, I searched Work Smarter the other day. Okay, Work Smarter, because I was looking for something that I had posted. And notice that Wakelet will find 50 tweets. If you scroll down to the bottom and you do this little scroll up, scroll down, it's just going to keep searching. I got up to 200 tweets, and this looks like it's just searching Work Smarter, the user, okay, because I guess I was in user. But if I go to search keyword or handle, I'm going to see a better variety of tweets. And all you have to do is you click plus, I'd like this one, I'd like that one, and you can say add. It'll tell you how many you've selected, and you say add, okay? And then what I think I like a lot too is that notice the plus sign is everywhere, right? So at first I was like, oh, I'll just go down to the bottom and add something, but you don't have to do that. You can add it wherever it makes sense in the collection. Bookmarks, these are bookmarks that you've saved before, so maybe theoretically you don't have any right now, but you will later. Images, you can upload or choose from the library, so it'll take you back to Unsplash. You can upload a PDF, so things that you have on your computer can just come on in. Google Drive and OneDrive, you'd have to link them. It would be the same thing. And then Flipgrid video. I don't know if anyone has experience with Flipgrid, but this is really cool because it takes everything that you could do in Flipgrid and lets you do it right here in the Wakelet. Okay, so you do have to say aloud, use your camera, and then you just say, oh, because I'm using it, so it's not going to let me do it right now. You can also import video, but just like in Flipgrid, I think you can do stickers, you can do filters, you can add a sticky note, you can put a selfie, all the things that you can do in Flipgrid, and I'll let you explore that. You can use in Wakelet, all of those features. So your task will be to create your first collection. Okay, make sure you give it a title. I just went right past it, blew right past it. Give your collection a title, add anything, okay, connect your Twitter if you have one, okay, and then your task is going to be to create a collection that includes at least one of each of the collectible items, okay, and then depending on how you work, you can make your collection fancy, before or after. Remember, for me, if I do it before, then it's going to, I wind up losing myself in that process. Add a cover and a background image. And if you finish, this is if you finish early, go ahead and edit your profile. So we're going to go ahead and start the timer. So remember, you're adding, unlike I did for the demo, you're adding with intent. That topic that you shared in the chat, you are going to make a collection all about that, and I'll work with you. So I have this timer here, and hopefully it will. Oh, I know. I got to get it to do this or not. But I will start the timer. I will do the Hello Kitty, and I will play some music. We're going to have 20 minutes to work on this. Okay. And that starts now. And with music.
Video.
Yes.
Your lipstick stains on the front of my left side brain. I knew I wouldn't forget you, and so I went and let you go my mind. You sweet movie, it's none of you in every single dream I dream. I knew when we collided, you're the one I have decided was one of my kind. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move it, you know. Hey, soul sister, I don't want to miss a single thing to tonight. Just in time. I'm so glad you have walked right my life in. You gave my life direction, you gave your love connection. You can't deny. I'm so obsessed. My heart is pounding right out my untripped chest. I believe in you like a virgin, you're Madonna, and I'm always gonna wanna hold your hand. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move it, you know. Hey, soul sister, I don't wanna miss a single thing you do. The way you can cut a rug, watching you, the only drug I need. So gangster, I'm so loved, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Listen, I can be myself now finally. In fact, there's nothing I can't be. I want the world to see you be with me. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move, baby. Hey, soul sisters, I don't wanna miss a single thing you do tonight. Hey, soul sisters, I don't wanna miss a single thing you do tonight. Tonight. Take a ding, 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 take a ding, 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 take a ding, 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 take a ding, ding, take a ding, ding, ding. First we started out real cool, taking me places I ain't never been. But now you're getting comfortable and do those things you did no more. You're slowly making me think for things your money should be better. Now you ask to use my car. Drive it all day, you don't feel up the tank. And you have the audacity to even come and step to me. Ask to hold some money from me until you get your check next week. You Chocolate, good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, I haven't, I found another. A baller, when times get hard, I need someone to help me out. Instead of a scrub like you who don't know what I'm about. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? If you did, then maybe we could chill. I don't think you do, so you and me are through. Now you've been maxing out my card. Give me that credit running gifts with my own names. Haven't paid your first bill, but instead you head to the mall. Going on shopping sprees, perpetrating. Tell your friends that you be falling. And then you use my cell phone. Calling whoever that you think's at home. And then when the bill comes on, son, you be acting dumb. Don't know when none of these calls come from your mama's promise you're more than one. You chocolate, good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, haven't I found another? I bought her when times get hard, I need someone to help me out. Instead of a scrub like you who don't know what I'm about. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my bills? If you did, then maybe we could chill. I don't think you do, no. So you and me are through. You chocolate, good for nothing type of brother. Stealing me, or haven't I found another? You chocolate, good for nothing type of brother. Oh, stealing me, or haven't I found another? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay the telephone bills? Can you pay my bills? I don't think you do. So you and me are through. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? If you did, then maybe we could chill. I don't think you do, no. So you and me are through. So can't you see can't you see? You think that people would have had enough of silly love songs? But I look around me and I see it isn't so. Some people want to fill the world with silly love songs. What's wrong with that? I'd like to know. 'Cause here I go. She gave me more, she gave it all. Now can't you see? Love doesn't come in a minute. Sometimes it doesn't come at all. I only know that when I'm in it, it isn't silly. No, it isn't silly. No, it isn't silly at all. With silly love songs. What's wrong with that? I'd like to know. 'Cause here I go again.
Okay, so just so you know, there's about 10 minutes left.
Baby girl, where you at? Got no strings, got none attached. Can't stop that feeling for long, no. You're making dogs wanna play, breaking them off your fancy legs. They make you feel right at home now. See, all these illusions just take us too long. And I want it bad. Because you walk pretty, because you talk pretty, because you make me sick, and I'm not leaving till you're leaving. Oh, I swear there's something when she's pumping, asking for a raise. Or does she want me to carry her home now? So does she want me to buy her things? On my house, on my job, on my little shoes, my shirt, my crew, my mind, my father's last name. When I get you, I know. When I get you, you know, babe. When I get you, I know. When I get you, I know. Yeah, yeah. Baby girl, you the that makes you my equivalent. You can keep your toys in the drawer tonight. Alright, all my dogs talking fast. Ain't you got some photographs? 'Cause you shook that room like a star now. Yes, you did, yes, you did. All these intrusions just take us too long. And I want you so bad. Because you walk city, because you talk city, because you make me sick. And I'm not leaving till you're leaving. So my friend is something she ain't rubbing up on me. Or does she want me to make a vow? Check it. Or does she want me to make it now? On my house, on my job, on my little shoes, my voice, my crew, my mind, my father's out there. When I get you, I know. When I get you, you know, babe. When I get you, I know. When I get you, I know. Oh, when I get you, I Here we go again. I kinda wanna be more than friends. So take it easy on me. I'm afraid you're never satisfied. Here we go again. We're sick like animals, we play pretend. You're just a cannibal, and I'm afraid I won't get out alive. No, I won't sleep tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Say goodbye to my heart tonight. Yeah, and I feel the chemicals kicking in. It's getting heavy and I wanna run and hide. I wanna run and hide. do it every time. You're killing me now. And I will be denied by you. The animal inside of you. I want some more. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Say goodbye to my heart tonight. Hush, hush, the world is quiet. Hush, hush, we both can't fight it. It's us that made this mess. Why can't you understand? Oh, I won't sleep tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for?
Okay, so this is your 5-minute warning.
So scared of breaking it that you won't let it bend. And I wrote 200 letters I will never send. Sometimes these cuts are so much deeper than they seem. You'd rather cover up, I'd rather let them be. So let me be, now set you free. I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. Oh yeah, why won't you answer me? The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah, girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. Now I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. Your salty skin and how it mixes in with mine. The way it feels to be completely intertwined. Not that I didn't care, it's that I didn't know. It's not what I didn't feel, it's what I didn't show. So let me be, I'll set you free. I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. Oh yeah, why won't you answer me? The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah, girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. Now I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. You say your faith is shaking. You may be mistaken. You keep me wide awake and waiting for the sun. I'm desperate and confused, so far away from you. I'm getting there, I don't care where I have to run. Why do you do what you do to me, yeah? Why won't you answer me, yeah? Why do you do what you do to me, yeah? Why won't you answer me, yeah? I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. Oh yeah, why won't you answer me? The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah, girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. Now I'm gonna get you again. I'm gonna get you again. Girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. Now I'm gonna get you again. I'm gonna get you back.
All right, 1 minute left.
Blackbird singing in the Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird, fly. Blackbird, fly. Into the light of the dark black night.
Okay, time is up, everyone. I hope that you built yourself an incredible first collection. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to ask you to share. What did you think? Right? So I can look at the chat. So easy peasy, like, oh my goodness, this is going to change my life. Or, what was your reaction? How did you feel about your Wakelet experience? Okay. You can link. All right. I'm going to just. Did you love it? Did you say, oh, well, yes. This could be good. Super easy. I love that. Yes, it is super easy. And it's really, it has so much that you can do with this. So the next question is, what did you discover as you were curating your collection? What kinds of things did you discover? You didn't get as far as you hoped. That's so funny. So wait, who was that? That was Amanda, right? I was thinking, okay, at first I was like, oh, I'm going to have the participants, I'm just going to give them 10 minutes to make this collection. And then I was really intentional about, using all of the tools. And I think I was working here for 45 minutes and I was like, oh, wait, I better give them a little more time. Oh, okay. So the Twitter is super easy. You just have to link up your Twitter and then you search. I will say that sometimes there are some of the ad features that get a little bit caught up. So you just need to refresh the page and that will help. Oh yes, that is so me. Squirrel, Smithless 50. That's totally me, going down all the rabbit holes. And yes, you can add so many different things. That's really, really awesome. So I'm glad that you found it easy and I'm glad that you were really engaged in the process. Super glad. So this is out of order, but hold on. We are adding anything. We did that. We shared. Oh, I guess I have doubles. Okay. So things to note. Okay. All of your collections, in case you're worried about this, they are private by default. Okay, so that's a good thing. And it's also kind of funny when we'll go revisit the private versus public. But if you go up, when you say done with your collection, or even when you're still editing, there's a button up at the top that says public, and you can just click on it. I'm going to actually go here. Oh, it says private. And then when you click on it, you can see the different options that you have for sharing. So it can be private, so only you are seeing this collection, or it can be unlisted. So you only share the link of the collection with certain people. Okay, and then you can also, I don't know if you noticed, it's super easy to change. Now, first of all, it's super easy to say, oh, I would like to add something right here before the Google link or after the Google link. I want to put some text to explain what's going on here. So you can that plus sign is your best friend. Okay, so you can add wherever you want, but then even after you add, if you hover over any of the items that you collected, what you can do is you can say, oh, I need to move this. So you can move by the arrows, way up to the top, way to the bottom, one up, one down. around. You can also, when you hover, you're going to see that you have the crosshairs, multi-directional arrow. You can click, hold, and drag it to another spot. And you're going to see a dotted gray outline of where it'll end up. So I just dragged there. You can also decide, I don't want that, and you can trash it right there. Okay, you can also, from the edit, while you're editing the collection, you can change the layout. Oh, wait, before we change the layout, you can also, like this is kind of long. This is my, you know, I have like 5 to 10 things here. And I looked at the Muhammad Wakelet that he posted in the chat. His is quite long, lots and lots of pictures. So if you need to reorder anything, this little slider up here, easy reorder mode at the top right, what it'll do is it will condense all of the things that you've saved. So yeah, if you need to drag things around, you don't have to find the bottom, the way bottom of your collection. Okay, so that's really handy. And now, okay, to go back to where I would have been, next to easy reorder mode is change layout. So if we click on that down arrow, you're going to see that you have 4 different ways that you can display your collection. Media view is the way that we're looking at it right now. That's the default. So it's like the continuous scroll. Okay, compact view. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. This looks the same to me. Oh, I see. The tweets are not with the full picture and everything. Okay, so not quite easy reorder mode, but a little bit not as full as media. You have the grid view. So side by side, items can be viewed side by side. That's so funny when you look at people's Twitter profile picture in your view. And then you can also set this up as a mood board. So this is taking up your whole screen, okay, which is also nice. Okay, so whichever layout you want, you can go ahead and do that. Now, something that I'm going to go back to the media view. Just for now, what I want you to notice, oops, it's gone. Hold on, I got to reorder it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say I'm done with this. I'm going to pick a different collection. This one, oh good, it's up here. Yay. All right, this is my links to start my day. I have 21 items here. I tried the Amanda asked about Flipgrids. This is one of the Flipgrids that we have going into a challenge, a Minecraft challenge. But yeah, I just clicked added the URL and it pasted and it shows that it's a challenge. Notice that anything that has text, like any item that you added with text, does anybody know what this book with the speaker is? I'm gonna look over at the. It is Immersive Reader, yes. So if you're not familiar with Immersive Reader, this is a fantastic tool that is available in so many Microsoft and Microsoft partner products. So Immersive Reader, if I were to click on the Immersive Reader, which I did, you need to make sure that you have internet access. So if you're using Wakelet, hopefully your internet is robust and yay. Okay, so anyway, what it'll do is it'll take the text and it will, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Okay, so maybe you could hear that, but anyway, if you couldn't, when you hit play for Immersive Reader, it will read the text on the screen. You have different settings that you can change, like the voice, the speed, and this was not even full speed. That's so funny. Female or male voice. And then some options over here for Immersive Reader, like your text preferences, your grammar. You can also choose a language to translate into, so it's really handy, and that we could have a whole session on as well. And then the other thing maybe you noticed, if you hover on any of your items, there's another little kind of button selection ability to the right, so you can save this item. Okay, so like if you're looking at somebody else's Wakelet, you're like, oh, I like that. You could save that. You can, there's this read mode, which is in beta, which is really nice. So if you select that in read mode, I don't know how it's going to work with this COVID. Oh, nope. This one is not ready for read mode. Let's see. Let's find, if you have articles, and I'm sure that I don't here. Oh, yes, here we go. 3Bs. This is what we're making. What it'll do The read mode will take, and this one's not available either. So anyway, I'm trying to show an example, but maybe this one? Please cross your fingers for me. Okay, awesome. So read mode takes the article and strips everything else away. So all you're doing is reading the article. You're not looking at any ads. You're not looking at anything else. Like, so all the squirrels in the room, right? And then also in read mode is the Immersive Reader. So we can have a Wakelet read, or Wakelet and Immersive Reader read this article to us. So that's kind of cool. And if you want to see the original, there it is. You have the option to do that. So I do love that. I love that it's a possibility, and it just makes it it makes a very robust experience. So anyway, the next question is, what else might you use Wakelet for? And I did ask this question, had this question in mind. Oh, look at me. I'm still going back and forth. What did we discover? All right. But I saw in the chat that some of you went straight for, I need to use this for something tomorrow. So good for you. I just went ahead and did the fun things. But yes, what else might you use Wakelet for? Go ahead and think about that and drop your answer in the chat. Here's some typing. Advertising for things like the musical, professional development, yep, personal journal of quarantine. Oh my goodness, great things. Magical feature of create a collection within the teacher's collection is amazing. Yes. Oh, yes. Well, we're going to do that, Mohammed, for sure. And I guess you have used that with your students already. Yeah, or organize online recipes. Yes, I have that going on. Resources to gather for teaching Wakelets and Wakelets. It's such a meta, right? Okay, so great ideas here. And then if you're looking for additional inspiration, this is right from the Wakelet page, ways educators are using Wakelet. So they're using it as like for, to keep for their press, right? Keeping track of things that they've been featured in, right? For research, someone mentioned, for lesson plans, events, showcasing events, to maintain libraries. Maybe you are doing research with kids and you're going to say, hey, use the research resources that I've collected for you in this Wakelet, because they all, I don't know, it's been a little while, but I would always be like, okay, guys, I collected these resources for you because they're like grade level and whatever. And they'd be like, oh, we want to Google. And they would find the same resources, which is fine. You can collaborate. You can do newsletters with this, which is really incredible. You can create your own portfolio, digital storytelling, project work, resources, which we said, and professional development. Which some of you have mentioned as well. Okay, so let's get social. Let's get social. All right, so one of the things in the Wakelet, I'm going to go back to which one is my links to start my day's Wakelet. Okay, so let's get social. So we're going to click on the share button, and you're going to see that it's super easy to share a Wakelet. Okay, you click on the share, you can share by QR code. Okay, so, and this, I love this little, by the way, in case that QR code is too small, here it is, and I'm projecting it. Okay, love that. You can share to your social media, to Reddit, right to Classroom, to Remind, and to Teams. You can also copy and paste the URL to share with other people. Okay, let's see. The other thing that we were saying is, also, notice next to share, we have our 3 dots. Okay, so this is with a done collection. In the 3 dots, what you can do is you can embed your Wakelet somewhere in a web page. So if you click on that, what you'll see is that you can choose the layout, kind of like we did. We can say we want media or grid or mood board. Okay, and that's extending over there. We just can't see it. Do we want the cover image? Do we want the collection title? Do we want the description? Add a border. We're going to see how that looks. Okay. Oh, that's for each of the items. You can decide that you want it to be at a fixed height. And depending on the things that you choose, the options that you choose, you're going to get an embed code created for you. You just copy and paste this into your blog or into your website. Any of the things that let you, any of the tools that let you embed other tools in them. Okay, so this I think is super cool. You can also just PDF, export the Wakelet as a PDF. And then here's a thing that was kind of cool too. Like, let's say you had collected some, you collected some tweets. And what you can do here, notify. I was like, oh, it's going to notify when something happens to my collection. But no, what notify does is in this particular collection, I happen to have, I think this is my Work Smarter hashtag that I looked for the other day. These are the different Twitter users that are quoted, that were collected in here. And so I can share that, it'll compose a tweet for me. And I can say, I want to include these people in the tweet. So it'll tag them. And then you click notify and it'll post it on Twitter with the people, with those users. So that's kind of handy, I think. And you can change visibility from here. This is a done collection. So, it's not going to have that drop down at the top right. And you can also decide, well, I don't really need this collection of brownies that only has one recipe. I can probably put the brownie recipe somewhere else. So you can also delete it if you want. Okay, we don't want to do that right now. Okay, so we did the embed, we did the share. Oh, but what we want to do is we want to talk about your workflow. How will Wakelet make my life easier, right? I mean, am I sharing something with you and you think, oh my goodness, how am I going to incorporate this into my workflow? Because workflow is super duper important. Now, one of the things you may have noticed, this I think will change your life, okay? If you don't have it already installed, if you go to your home page, you're going to see this is an extra account that I set up. But if you go to your home page and your browser notices that you do not have the free Wakelet browser extension installed, you're going to have this bar here. I don't know if you may have X'd it out because you're like, I don't know what this is. But what I'm going to do is for Edge, I don't have the Wakelet browser extension installed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install it. I've been saving it. I'm like, I need the whole process to be live. So I'm going to go ahead and download or get it for Edge. It takes me to the Microsoft Edge add-ons. Okay, I already have it installed for Chrome. I'm going to say get. Do I want to add this to Edge? I'm going to say yes, I want to add the extension. I'm going to cross my fingers, okay, to help protect your browser settings. Ah, look at that. Okay, so this is really kind of cool because I've not installed extensions into Edge before. I primarily use Chrome. So this is great. So it turns it off. It doesn't have it on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask, how do I turn it on? I'm sure that what I do is I go to the three dots. I go to settings, okay, and I'm going to look for, say, settings and more extensions. So settings and more, someone help me. So I'm going to search for it. Extensions. Did I spell it wrong? Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, so it takes about a minute and then it takes another minute to turn it on, which is fine. So let's go back to Chrome because I already have it here. What you should see is when you install it is that there's going to be a little icon, a little W up in your browser extensions. And then, but what does that mean? This is the best thing ever. Okay, so you're at a page. You're like, okay, I must go here. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, let's Wakelet this. And it will bring up the collecting as if we were collecting from Wakelet. So this, if anybody's using Pinterest, This is very, very similar to Pinterest, right? So here's an image, here's a title, here's the description. And what you can say is, I'm going to put this, let's say I put this in I want to put it in the collection that I've already started because I'm doing research all about that topic, PD or whatever you're working on. But sometimes you're like, but wait, that doesn't really fit into the topic I'm doing research on. It fits somewhere else. So here you can create a new collection. I'm just going to be silly and say search engines, okay, even though I'd never have a collection like that, but here it is. So I'm creating the collection, and then I'm going to come over here and I am going to save it, and that has saved to the collection. So you can build new collections on the fly. How awesome is that? So I would love to know if anybody has installed the Wakelet extension. Well, I mean, I guess in Chrome. Did anyone do that yet? Okay, because what I would like you to do now is I'm going to give you 2 more minutes or 3 to search for things and add them to your collection using that browser extension. I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, so go ahead and I will say, did you install the browser extension? Browser extension. And if you could give me a thumbs up or something. Oh, I did it in the wrong place. Hold on. I want to reply. Did you install the browser extension? And I want to say send. I'm going to get rid of this other little conversation that I started, I hope. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes to save things using that browser extension, and it starts now. Yes, in Edge. Okay, and Amanda, you had an easy time activating it, I hope. Oh my goodness. And do you know what I just saw also, which is kind of cool? So I'm in the Teams. I'm trying to delete my extra conversation so that, all of our chatting is done in that one place. One of the actions is that you could save to Wakelet. So inside of Teams, you can save to your Wakelet, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to just delete this message because I don't need it there. Okay, cool. And it looks like the timer is going. Haha. Oh, some images. All right, so some of it is not, Word documents are not available for read mode, by the way. Oh, right. Okay, so if you are on a school laptop, sometimes you need admin permissions. So you can request that through IT and say, hey, there's an extension that I'd like to add that would make my life really easy, much easier. And you can do that. But if you can't use the browser extension, you can always just kind of do what we've been doing, is copy and pasting. Okay, now you have 1 minute left. I'm going to just bring up while we're doing this. So the browser extension lets you save from the web page, so you don't have to copy and paste and go back into Wakelet. But then the other thing that you can do, and I will give you the minute. And yes, I did see someone ask earlier, the Knives Chow is the name with the I at where I wear the crowns. Okay, awesome, Jennifer. Show us where to change the email. Okay. Oop. Oh, you mean, well, I think that the email, Amanda, is associated with how you sign in. So I don't think that you can change it once you've created the account. You'd have to do another one. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you was if you are able to install the Wakelet extension in your browser, this is what happens in Twitter. Okay, so I'm on Twitter right now. Notice that at the bottom, so this is Valerie's tweet. If you look next to share, right? So if you wanted to share a tweet, you would say that share button, send via direct message or add tweet to bookmarks, whatever, copy the link to tweet. We also have a little W here. So this is a tweet I want to share. I want to save. And that's going to bring up my my Wakelet. I'm going to put this in the Inspire collection. And ta-da! I like this one. This one says add tweet to bookmarks. I wonder where that's going to go. That might just go to my bookmarks in the browser. So let me check down here. Maybe not. Maybe it just goes somewhere. Let's see. Is there a random? There's no random. Everything has to be saved to a collection. So anyway, I'm sure I will find that somewhere sometime. Okay, now the other super duper cool thing that you can do here, I did mention social bookmarking, right, for Wakelet. So if you look at the top left, there's a button for contributors. I'm going to go ahead because there's an activity, there's something that I want to do with you. So I'm going to go ahead and do it from here. So if you click on contributors, what you're going to see is that you are able to invite contributors by their name or email. So I have, I don't follow a lot of people, I admit, on Wakelet, but I do have my friend Melissa, and if I wanted to invite her to collaborate on a collection with me, I could just invite her because she's somebody that that I follow. I could also type in their name or email, and they would get an invite code via email. You can also, and this is great too, so anyone with access to the shareable link can join. You can copy this join or invite link. You can also copy the code. Now, so now I gotta go over here. So, all right, by link or code. So maybe you're thinking, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do an activity together. So this is what we're gonna do. So by link or by code. So if you were gonna use this with students, just keep in mind that students have to be 13 or older to have their own Wakelet account. Oh, but wait. What if I want kids that are younger than 13 to contribute to this collection? What you can do is you can share the code with them. All right, and I'm just going to show you this in a private window. So I'm going to take this code and I'm going to go to my Edge and I'm going to private window this. Okay, so this is a join code that I'm sharing with myself, but because I'm in a window where I'm not logged into Wakelet, this is where I can show you this. So this is what the kids would see, or somebody who doesn't have a Wakelet account would see. It's like, oh, all right, I'm going to add my name. So if I were a kid, I would want to kind of keep my identity safe, right? And I guess you could have them, I used to have the kids add things, use their initials. You could also do a funny activity and be like, okay, let's do like a fruit that starts with your first name, and I don't know, a noun that starts with your last name. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say mango book, okay, because I'm silly and we had mangoes today. Anyway, so you can be anonymous, but for the kids, I would say make sure you use your make up a funny name based on your initials. And I'm going to add. So here I am in the Inspire collection Wakelet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the collection. So what am I going to do? I'm going to say, I'm thinking about Hawaii and the Volcanoes National Park. Okay, so I'm going to, oh my goodness, look at that. That's gorgeous. And I do like that. Oh, I love this. So I'm going to take this link and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share it in the Wakelet. I'm going to paste that URL there. And ta-da! It was added by me on May 2nd. And maybe I'll add one more thing. What am I going to? I'm drawing a blank. Okay, Hello Kitty. Amanda knew that I was the one. I'm the one that likes Hello Kitty. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Sanrio link to this collection, again by URL, and added by me. So, okay, that's great. How do I, how do I make sure that the things that are added, I know who's adding them, whatever. Okay, so the people added, when I added to this collection, I used my name. I'm going to go back. This is my Inspire collection. Okay, and I'm going to refresh it. Oh, and here's my link from before. And oh my goodness, wait, this is not it. Oh, I got to go to the other one. Sorry. Which one is this? Oh, this is this one. Okay, so I have to go here to Edge. That's here, this one. Back to Wakelet, my Inspire collection. And what you'll see is that, oh, this is my, the one that I have, and it was added by Mango Books. So you would know, even though the kids are using aliases, if you're having kids share to your, contribute to the collection, this is where you would know who added what. Okay, so I was hoping to do an activity. I'm just noticing the time. I want you to have that experience. So Jen has if you could drop, there's a share code. If you could drop that into the chat. So I'm going to invite you to that Inspire collection. And I'd love for you to just add something to it. I think that if you use whatever browser you're using, it will show as your name contributing to it. So it could be anything, like the favorite, something that you already collected. You don't have to look up something new, but just add something so that you know that it's there. If you are using the browser extension, okay, what I want you to see is that in your group collections, you will see that because I invited you, that will be something that's available to you in your collections. Thank you, Jen. Okay, so I'm going to watch this collection and see all the things that are happening. 18 views. It's still me here. Okay, and I added something as banana head the other day. Okay, so you could share this, staff, kids, working on things together. I mean, it's like you're working on a unit. We need to collect all of these resources for the kids. What would be great activities? You could totally do it in a Wakelet. And then just so that there's a resource. This is also like how other educators are using Wakelet for collaboration. So they're having kids do book reviews. They're doing blended learning, PLCs, school newsletters, student portfolios. I think this would be so cool. Assessment, flip video lessons, research projects. The kids would do that, taking notes. There was something else. Handing in assignments might be something that's cool to do in Wakelet. And then sharing that out with parents, that would be super easy and a little bit better than, I don't know, all the poster boards in the hallway. Okay, so just watching the time, I just want to share kind of quickly some of the other things that are available. So we did a lot of work in Wakelet, which is awesome. Some of the resources that you can access, if you go to learn.wakelet.com, and Jen will drop that link into the chat, that will take you to the Wakelet blog, the community, about Wakelet, and the support page. You can download the educator's guide right from there. It's like a huge document created by some of the Wakelet ambassadors. You can also go to Wakelet Surf School. So that's wakelet.com/surf school. And Jen will drop the link in the chat for you for that as well. Okay, this is just where you could see some, exemplar usage of Wakelet. And then you can also, ride the Wakelet wave. If you're not already on Twitter, go ahead and do that. Follow @Wakelet on Twitter. If you have any questions, I'm just going to say the team is super available to answer any questions. And if you're looking for more inspiration or ideas, #WakeletWave is a great place to meet other people in the community. There's a monthly Twitter chat, and just kind of be inspired there. Okay. And the community. So very quickly, you can join the community. There's a quick form. You get all these why. You can help with the development, with ideas and stuff, different levels, community level, ambassadors, the highest, and then one to be announced. And lastly, if you visit education.microsoft.com, so that is the Microsoft Educator Center. Jen has shared the link in the chat. You can redeem the achievement code for this session. If you click on your profile picture, you're going to see on the drop-down that the second item is redeem achievement code. And the achievement code for this session is TBKEB7C420. So go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions or anything you want to share, go ahead and drop that into the chat.